Good afternoon. In the last class, we left somewhere here, probably. You are asked to find out. You are asked to find out the decimal number that is being represented by the given binary pattern. 1011011. In case the binary pattern is representing the decimal number in unsigned binary, in XS3BCD format, or in gray code format. I think for the unsigned binary and the XS3BCD, we have already solved, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In the gray code version also, I think 2 or 3 of you have already solved it, but still I'll again go for that. You are told that this pattern is representing the decimal number in gray format. That means this pattern itself is in gray format. So to find out the decimal equivalent, you have to first convert it into binary, and then you have to go for the binary to decimal conversion. So what will be the binary equivalent of the given format? What is the rule for gray to binary conversion? What is the first step?
Copy maximum significant bit. Most significant.
It is
Copy
not
MSB,
maximum
copy
significant, it's the most significant bit. Okay.
Yes, sir. Most significant.
Most and least. Acha, fine. So that means the first bit is 1. Then the next bit should be the complement of the present input or the copy of the present input, depending on
Last output.
Last output.
So what is the output here? Last output here? What is the last output
One,
here?
one.
So now the present input 0 has to be complemented.
Yes.
What is the last output?
1 again.
1.
So the present input, that is 1, that needs to be complemented. What is the last output now?
0.
0. So the present input has to be copied. Last
Yes.
output is 1. So present input 0 needs to be complemented. Last output is 1. That means the present input 1 needs to be complemented. Last output 0. So the present input 1 needs to be copied. Last output 1. So the present input needs to be complemented. So now what will be the decimal equivalent for this one? So this is here once again the number of zeros are much less. So I will go for this 255 minus 1 plus 4 plus 4, 8, 16, 32. So that is 255.
208.
30.
218.
No, this is 37. Huh? Yeah.
No,
So
that's
218. Fine. This whatever. Take it. Okay. So hope the process is clear. Do I need to explain it more?
No, sir.
Fine. Thank you. Now, while starting the gray reflected binary code, so I stated one thing that in instrumentation field, this code is highly important. Now, what is the importance of the gray code? So in instrumentation, you work with lots of measurements. Say you are going for the temperature measurement. Temperature measurement. Say the temperature is one increasing type of temperature that you are going to measure. Initially, and you are going to measure it using a 4-bit binary pattern. That means the temperatures can have the range from 0 to 15 units. I do not know what is this unit. As we are going to measure the temperature using only 4-bit binary, I can have only 16 distinct temperature states, isn't it? So, and those states are 0 to 15 units. I don't know what this unit is. Had it been 8-bit binary, I would have gone for how many temperature steps? How many temperature steps for 8-bit binary?
128.
No, Baba.
128 minus 1.
No.
256.
Yeah, 256. It's 8-bit binary. So number of distinct binary combinations is 2 to the power 8. Isn't it? So in that case, you could have gone for 256 steps, or in terms of units, number of steps is 256, and they will range from 0 to 255 units. I do not know, once again, what do I mean by that unit. That depends upon application to application. Now, say we are confining ourselves to only 4-bit pattern. So initially, at the very beginning, the temperature was 0 unit. So in terms of the binary, what will be the expression for that?
0, 0, 0, 0.
0, 0, 0, 0. The temperature is rising linearly. So the next possible temperature reading will be how much?
0001.
So 0001. The next one should be
0010.
Sorry. Then 0011, then 0100, then 0101. This way it will continue. Okay. Now I'll go for another concept. We're dealing with zeros and ones in digital system. But do you think is there anything that 0 and 1 in real world? No. In real world, we deal with electrical parameters. This 0, 1 are in the logic domain. But in real domain, we have electrical parameters. They may be some voltage levels. They may be some current levels. So now, truly speaking, in real physical world, we'll be dealing with either current levels or voltage levels. Now, they should be reflected in the logic domain as zeros and ones. Now, in logic domain, how many such values you are getting? Only 2, either 0 or 1. Isn't it? In the logic domain, you are getting only 2 values, either 0 or 1. So in the physical domain also, for logic 0, you should have 1. If I go for voltage parameter, the same thing will happen for the current parameter also. If I go for the voltage levels, so for logic 0, we'll have one unique voltage level, and for logic 1, we'll be having another unique voltage level. So there will be 2 distinct voltage levels in physical domain corresponding to 0 and 1 in the logic domain. Okay, you got this point?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now, there are 2 voltage levels. So definitely one should be at the higher level and the other should be at a lower level. They both cannot be in the same level, no? In that case, I was going for the only single voltage level. But as I'm saying that there are 2 distinct voltage levels, one must be at a higher level, the other one must be at lower level. So this higher level I am terming as H, and the lower level I am terming as L. Now they should get reflected to the logic domain in terms of 0 and 1. Now, there are 2 different logic concepts. One is positive logic. The other one is negative logic. In the case of positive logic, we associate logic 1 with the high voltage level and logic 0, with the low voltage level. in the positive logic. But in the case of negative logic, it's just the reverse thing. We associate logic 0 to the high voltage level and logic 1 to the low voltage level. You got the difference between the two logic systems. This is basically concept. This positive logic, negative logic are basically two different concepts. In the positive logic concept, we associate the physical world high voltage level or high current level to logic 1 value in the logic domain. Similarly, in the lower voltage level or the lower current level is associated to the logic 0 value in the logic domain. That's in the positive logic. And the negative logic is just the reverse one. Hope you get the difference. Or do I need to explain?
We got it, sir.
Fine, thank you. Now, if I say that I have two binary bits, B2, B1. Now, these B2, B1 are basically binary bits. That means they BIs, they may be having logic 0 or logic 1 value. That means B1 itself may be logic 0 or logic 1, B2 itself may be logic 0 or logic 1. And it may be always true that B2 and B1 may not be equal in value. Okay. Now, but that's in the logic domain concept. But in the physical domain, this B2, B1, these two logic levels or the logic signals must be physically coming from two voltage sources or two electrical nodes. I have one circuit. Here I have one electrical node. Here I have another electrical node. This fellow, if this electrical voltage level at this particular node, if that gets translated to the logic domain, is giving you B2, and the electrical voltage level which is coming out of this electrical node when translated into the logic domain is giving the signal B1. So physically, this B2, B1 or all BIs, they must be coming from different electrical nodes. They may be voltage levels, they may be current levels, or in which way you assume the physical parameter is. So this B2, B1, they, though in the logic domain they are having 0 and 1 values, but in the physical domain they are having voltage levels, and those voltage levels are the voltage levels coming from different electrical nodes. Now, normally, if I try to extract some voltage level from one electrical node, that means basically that node is acting as one output signal from a particular circuit, isn't it? If I try to extract certain voltage level from particular node, with respect to that node, I can say that as if this node can be visualized as one output signal of a particular circuit. So that means here I have one output of a particular circuit, and here I have output of another circuit. And these circuits may not be identical, isn't it? These circuits, they may not be, if they are identical, in that case, B2, B1 will be always the same values. You'll always give the same values. But if the circuits are different, in that case, definitely there is no guarantee that B2, B1 will give the same values. They may be different in most of the time.
Yes, sir.
So, what we can now infer is, though we are talking about Boolean variables or Boolean outputs, they are basically arising out of some electrical nodes in the physical domain. And those nodes can be visualized as outputs of different circuits. So this B2 is as if coming from one particular circuit, and this B1 is coming from another circuit. Now maybe the inputs for this circuit as well as for this circuit are same. Maybe the inputs are both identical. But as the circuits are by construction not identical, that means there will be difference in propagation delays. Remember, all the circuit components within this circuit or within this circuit are practical circuits. They are not ideal. By ideal components, what we mean is as soon as you give input, you will be getting the output instantaneously. That never happens in practical domain, in physical domain. Always there will be certain response time. Those response times of a particular circuit are called propagation delay. Or latency. So every circuit will have its unique propagation delay or latency. And as the two circuits are different, so that means their propagation delays or latencies are also should be different. So that means it is not guaranteed that this B2 and this B1 will respond simultaneously. As they are having different propagation delays, these circuits, so B2 and B1 may have different response times. So given the identical, given the input is applied at t is equal to 0 second, it may so happen that B2 will be obtained in steady form after delta 2 time, and B1 may be available in steady form after delta 1 time. So this delta 1 and delta 2 are the propagation delays of latency periods, or the response times. So it is now in case my delta 2 is more than delta 1, that means B2 will be available in the steady form at a later time than B1. So B1 will respond first and then B2 will respond as if. Are you getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So now let me go back to the previous this one. So here, how many outputs are there? How many bits are there in this temperature measurement?
4.
4. So let us term them as B3, B2, B1, B0. So these 4 bits, they must be coming from 4 different electrical nodes. And those 4 electrical nodes are the outputs of 4 different circuits. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
স্যার লাস্ট
So,
কথাটা কেটে গেল
হ্যাঁ বলো।
স্যার লাস্টের কথাটা একটু কেটে গেল আর একটু রিপিট করতে পারবো ওই B3 এরকম করে
হ্যাঁ আমার এখানে this temperature measurement, this output is of how many bits?
4 bits.
4 bits. So I have termed them as B3, B2, B1, B0. Now, as I have mentioned earlier, these B3, B2, B1, B0, these 4 output bits, these 4 bits must be coming from in the physical domain as voltage levels from 4 different electrical nodes, and those 4 different electrical nodes can be assumed to be outputs of 4 different electrical circuits having 4 different latencies. Okay. So I have as if 4 different circuits. Here I am getting B3, B2, B1, B0. Now, as these 4 outputs are going to have 4 different latencies or 4 different propagation delays, I must assume one particular relative values of those four latencies. Now, let the seer suggest which one of these four latencies is the smallest one. Which one is the fastest responding output?
Sir, B0.
Follow. Which one?
B0.
B0. This is the fastest responding one. Then
B1.
Then
B2, B3.
you are going for the straightforward one. I am overriding my CR. I will go for this as 2, this as 3, and this as 4. Or no, I will go for something else. This is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Let me go for that one. Okay. The speed wise,
What
this
is our
one is
aim in doing this, sir?
Bolo.
So why are we why are we categorizing B1, B2, B3, B4 in B0, B1, B2, B3 in terms of their latencies?
No.
What is our final aim, sir? We want to take the average latency or something?
No, nothing like that. Let me, you just go on following my lecture, and you'll yourself will be able to understand why I am going for this one. Okay. Now, these four outputs will be definitely having 4 different types of latencies. Now, arbitrarily, I have selected this type of latency. It may be a totally different one also. There is no guarantee that this will be always true. It may be a totally different one also. Even it is also true that at a particular time instant, this is the relative latencies. But after 1 hour, the scenario may totally change. You may find that my B1 is the fastest one now, B2 is the next responding one, and then B0, and then B3. It may so happen. But for the time being, let us concentrate with this one only. Fine. Now, initially, the temperature was 0. After that, temperature is increasing linearly. So, what will happen? When the temperature was 0, what was the output available here in this one, B0?
0, 0, 0, 0.
B1 also 0, B2 also 0, B3 also 0. Now, after certain time, as the temperature is increasing, the output should become
Low.
Shunte pelam na baba? After certain time, output should be
B0 will become 1.
yeah. B0 will be changed to 1. What about others?
Others will remain same.
Others will remain same. So that means absolutely there is no problem. Let the temperature go to the unit level 1, and let the node B0 take its time to respond, and I'll be getting 0001 output. After that, what will happen? After certain time, what will happen once again?
0 becomes 0.
B0 will be
Now what will happen?
B1 becomes 1.
Now B1 becomes B0 becomes 0 from 1. B0 becomes what? 1 from 0. What about B3, B2? They will remain same.
Yes, sir.
Now, what will happen? So how many outputs are changing state?
2, sir.
2. What are they?
B0
B1 and B0. So this circuit and this circuit, these two are changing their states. Now that means now the relative propagation delay should come into picture.
Sir, why not B2, B3 will change?
My goodness. How can
Sir,
they change?
why not B2, B3 will change?
How can they change? After 1, what is the next temperature you are getting?
Sir, I can't get your point, sir.
No, the temperature rising linearly.
Yes,
Can
sir.
temperature suddenly jump from 1 to 8 or 10 or 12?
No.
After
1, 2,
1,
3, and
why? So that's why.
okay, sir. Got it. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Achha. So now B1, B0 both are changing their states. Now, as two circuits are changing their states, now the relative delay between the two circuits will come into picture. Out of these two circuits, which one is responding faster than the other one?
B0.
B0. So what will happen is, from here, first you will be getting 0, 0, 0, 0. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then you'll come to this point. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So that means what you find is from 1 to 2, I encounter one transient state. This state is not a steady state. It's a transient state. It is coming momentarily, depending on the propagation delay mismatch time. Is it not? Say this propagation delay is 10 nanosecond. Its propagation delay is 21 nanosecond. So
স্যার প্রোপাগেশন
one-
ডিলে গুলো কিসের উপর ডিপেন্ড করে?
সার্কিটের ইন্টারনাল কনস্ট্রাকশনের উপর, সার্কিটটা কত কমপ্লেক্সিটি আছে, সার্কিটের ইন্টারনাল কম্পোনেন্ট গুলো কি দিয়ে তৈরি, সবগুলো তার উপর।
মানে এলিমেন্ট বেশি থাকলে আমার প্রোপাগেশন ডিলেটা বেশি হবে?
হতে পারে। আমার যদি নাম্বার অফ স্টেজেস বেশি থাকে, অনেকগুলো তুমি স্টেজ কাসকেড করেছো,
আচ্ছা,
হয়তো বা একটা স্টেজ আছে যেখানে একটা সাইডে যেখানে সিঙ্গেল স্টেজ অ্যাম্পলিফায়ার রয়েছে, আরেকটা স্টেজ যেখানে 2 স্টেজ অ্যাম্পলিফায়ার কাসকেড মোডে রয়েছে। সো ডেফিনেটলি 2 স্টেজ অ্যাম্পলিফায়ার যেটা, সেখানে ডিলেটা বেশি হবে,
টাইম বেশি লাগবে, ঠিক।
এবার আমার ইন্টারনাল সার্কিটের কমপ্লেক্সিটিটার উপরে অনেক সময় আমরা ডিপেন্ড করি। Anyway, forget about those things. Will come, we'll see later. So after this 0001, now when it is required that the output should be 2, after 10 nanosecond, I'll be getting a 0, 0, 0, 0 pattern. And after further 11 nanosecond, I'll get this 0, 0, 1, 0 pattern. Is it not? Have you got the point?
So does the circuit know like it will be increasing in a linear way?
Temperature will always increase in linear way, Baba.
But sir, like we are not even considering the B2 and B3 parts, but in each step they will.
Please wait for some time. I told you, na. Please let me finish my lecture. You will get all the points. So please have patience.
স্যার আমি সেটা বলছি না স্যার, মানে ওগুলো তো আমরা দেখলামই না স্যার, মানে তো সার্কিটও দেখবে না ওগুলোকে।
When time comes, we'll have a look at those output levels also. Don't worry. After 2, what will happen?
Is the delay of the B2 and B3 circuits so much that it is coming later on? Sir?
বাবা, তুমি একটা সিঁড়ি দিয়ে উঠছো, এই স্টেপের পরে কি তুমি একেবারে এই স্টেপে চলে যাবে? রিয়ন,
না,
কোথায় যাবে?
পরেরটায়।
সো আমার এখানে ছিল অল 0, এটা হচ্ছে 0001, 0010, 0011, 0100, 0 1 0 1 সো আমি কি এরপরে কি 0 1 0 1 0 1 এ যাব না 0 0 1 0 1 এ যাব
it just next টাই যাব
তাই তো গেছি
স্যার তাহলে ওই B1 B0 B1 B2 B3 ওটা যে ক্যাটাগরাইজ করলাম 1 2 3 4 দিয়ে একটা আরবিট্রারিলি ওটার কি সিগনিফিকেন্স
বাবা এই জন্য তো বলছি লেট মি ফিনিশ all
sir.
your questions you will get the answers automatically okay now you just cooperate with me after this 2 what will be the next step what is the next temperature value
3.
3 so for 3 what will happen which circuit will only respond
B0
only B0 so let B0 respond after 10 nanosecond so after 10 nanosecond I will be getting this is it not when the requirement of output state change comes after that requirement comes I will be allowing 10 nanosecond propagation delay to get the response 0011 at the output after this 3 what should come 4 0100 so what are the outputs that are changing states
B0 B1 B2.
B0 B1 B2 now out of these 3 which one is fastest
B0 then
B0.
B2 then B1.
so from here after 10 nanosecond what you'll be getting
0010.
then
After 11 nanosecond,
0110.
0000.
0000 okay I have not let it be no yeah no no I have not categorized that response time say this is a say 14 nanosecond let this is be some 17 nanosecond so now after 0010 what should be the next response
After 4 seconds, it will be 0110.
thank you 4 nanosecond 0110 then after
After 7 seconds,
after 7 nanosecond it should be 0100 isn't it
Yes, sir.
so that means that is nothing but this one okay so what is happening depending on the propagation delay these transient states will arise if the propagation delay delays are of different types these transient states may be of different values but definitely there are going to be transient states so in effect what is happening if you go for one digital display then you will find that okay after 0 if I say that the unit is degree centigrade after 0 degree centigrade I am getting 1 degree centigrade and from 1 to 2 before transiting from 1 to 2 I am getting for a very brief moment one transient 0 degree once again that means as if before reaching the 2 degree centigrade as if the circuit or the temperature went below 1 degree centigrade to 0 degree centigrade and from there it jumped to 2 degree centigrade
Sir,
some false impression they are going to give me then from 2 degrees centigrade to 3 degrees centigrade is there any such transient state
No, sir.
sir বলছি 0 থেকে
from
sorry
3 degree
sir
to 4 degree what are the transient states from 3 as if the circuit is responding in such a manner, the temperature went to 2 degrees centigrade. From there, it jumped to 6 degrees centigrade, and from there, it can become steady to 4 degrees centigrade. বলো কে কি বলছিল বলো।
মানে স্যার আমি বলছি স্যার 1 ডিগ্রি থেকে 2 ডিগ্রিতে যাওয়ার সময় ও 11 ন্যানো সেকেন্ডের জন্য 0 হয়ে গেছিল।
11 ন্যানোসেকেন্ডের জন্য 0 হয়ে গেছে।
আচ্ছা
Okay.
তো এটা তো
in bare eye you won't be able to have an impression of that one. But it's you are working with digital circuitry, so there every nanosecond is important. So the circuit will definitely catch up this transient states and give some erroneous function in the later stages. And the problem is more here when you are going from 3 degrees centigrade to 4 degrees centigrade. For 4 nanoseconds, you are having 2 degree. Then for next 7 nanoseconds, you are having your 6 degrees centigrade. And then you are getting that your 4 degrees centigrade. Okay. Now from 4 to 5, will there be any transient state?
No, sir.
Why?
After 1
Faster,
B0
sir. B0 is
B0 has
faster.
less latency.
State.
1 bit.
That means here is the clue. If between two successive states or the two successive count values, if the number of bits that are changing their states is only 1, there will not be any glitch or transient states. I repeat, if between two successive count values or the count states, if there is the difference between only 1 bit position, that means only 1 bit is changing state between two successive count values, in that case, there will not be any transient phase when you go from one count state to the next count state. But in case there is more than one state change, that means if between two count states, more than 1 bits are changing their states, in that case, invariably, due to the propagation delay mismatch, there will be glitches or transient states between two successive count states. Okay, you get this point?
স্যার তো এম হচ্ছে সাকসেসিভ স্টেজেস এর মধ্যে 1 বিট ডিফারেন্স হবে।
হ্যাঁ, এবার তুমি যদি 0,111 সেখান থেকে নেক্সট স্টেটটা কি হবে? 7 এর পরে 8। সো দেখো আমার 4টে আউটপুট স্টেট চেঞ্জ করছে। So from here, what will be the first state that will be available? 0,1,1,0.
0,1,1,0
Then
4 nanoseconds
0,1,0 0,1,0,1
0010 তারপরে
then
0010
Then?
তারপরে 100।
Okay. So if there are n bits that are changing states, number of transient states that will be there is n minus 1. 1 bit is changing state here to here. So n is 1. So n minus 1 minus 1 is 0. So 0 is transient state. 2 bits are changing states here to here. So n is 2. So 2 minus 1, that means there will be only 1 transient state. 3 bits are changing states here to here. So that means there will be 2 transient states, this one and this one. Now I repeat, these actual value of the transient states are totally different, dependent on the relative propagation delays of the different circuits, and that too time dependent. At a particular time instant, one particular circuit may be responding fastest. The response time wise, after half an hour or after 1 hour, this may become 12 nanosecond, and this may become 10 nanosecond. It may happen. It may so happen like this. So it is not guaranteed that always the transient states will be like this only, but it is guaranteed that these many transient states will be always there. Okay. Now those who are inquiring about the B2 B3 bits, hope your queries are satisfied, or still having some problem?
স্যার আমার একটা অন্য কোয়েশ্চেন ছিল স্যার।
বলে ফেলো।
স্যার মানে আমরা এই যে এই প্রসেসটাতে উই আর গোয়িং সাকসেসিভ স্টেপস না, মানে 1 এর পরে 2 তে যাচ্ছি, 2 এর পরে 3 তে যাচ্ছি, এরকম করে যাচ্ছি, তো দিস মেক সেন্স, দিস প্রসেস মেক সেন্স। কিন্তু স্যার যদি ধরো আমাদের র্যান্ডম স্টেপে যেতে হয়, তাহলে তো আমাদের সব 4টা ভ্যালুই আমাদেরকে প্রতিবার দেখতে হবে না?
শোনো, here in physical domain nothing happens random.
র্যান্ডম না স্যার, মানে মানে এরকম নাকি
this temperature, flow, pressure, everything increases step by step. It is not discrete. I cannot go from 0 degree to 50 degree centigrade in a single step. It must go via all the in between temperature values. Maybe those values are being available for a very brief amount of time.
কিন্তু স্যার এগুলো তো লিনিয়ারলি ভ্যারি করছে, যদি সেটা লিনিয়ারলি ভ্যারি না করে তখন?
তাহলেও তো আমার যদি নন লিনিয়ারও হয়, কন্টিনিউয়াস তো হবে রে বাবা।
হ্যাঁ সেটা তো হ্যাঁ বুঝলাম,
কন্টিনিউয়াস তো হবে।
তো মানে আমার কাছে যদি ধরো একটা সেন্সর আছে উইথ সেন্সেস টেম্পারেচার, তো ওটা তো স্যার আমাকে একটা সেন্সর পেলো টেম্পারেচারটা, ওটা ইন অ্যানালগ পেলো, অ্যানালগ থেকে আমাকে ডিজিটালে কনভার্ট করতে হবে টেম্পারেচারটাকে, তো তাহলে তো মানে আমাকে 4টা বিটি ধরতে হবে না স্যার? মানে আমি তো একটা একটা করে যেতে পারি।
আমি ধরেছি আমার টেম্পারেচার কি 0 পরে 5 হয়েছে, হতে পারে? তাহলে আমাদের বেসিক্যালি, তুমি ঠিকই বলেছো, দিস 4 circuit components, they basically those analog to digital converter outputs. Okay, input is the temperature. That temperature is linearly varying, linearly or non-linearly, whatever it is, but continuous. I should have mentioned continuously varying.
আচ্ছা স্যার, বুঝলাম স্যার।
Okay, fine. So now you understand the problem that being faced while going for the A to D conversion, or obtaining one digital pattern corresponding to one continuously varying process parameter. Here we have talked about temperature parameter. You could have gone for the process process parameter, pressure, flow, whatever it is, position, whatever it is. Now let me go back to the gray. By the way, ঠিক আছে, 0 থেকে 10টি থাক। This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 9, 10. This is binary. What is the corresponding gray? Can anyone help me? This is definitely going to be 0, 0, 0, 0. Then
0, 0, 1, 1. 0, 0, 1, 0.
0 1 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 of চারটে 1
এবার বলতে বলতে আমি যদি এই 1 থেকে 10 এগুলোতে বাইনারিতে রিপ্রেজেন্ট না করে had I represented that in gray format, দেখো তো one count from one count state to next count state, how many bits are changing state?
Only one.
Only one. That means if I go for gray encoding of the output, in that case there will be absolutely no transient states, because always from one count state to the next higher count state I am having the bit only one bit position is changing state. You get this point? In the gray code,
sir.
such a code that from one count state to the next count state only one bit is changing state. As a result, there will be never any transient phase present. That means there will be no glitches available when you go for the analog to digital conversion. But the problem is here you have to go for one special type of output coding, and that is the gray coding. But what advantage you are getting? There is absolutely no transient states. So as there is no transient state, the circuit or the subsequent stages of the circuit will operate without any glitches. That's why the gray codes are of so much importance in instrumentation field. It may not be having that much importance in normal standard digital electronics field or the computer system. But when you are working with instrumentation or some signal sensor or signal transmitter, you have to be having certain knowledge about the gray code and how they are being encoded. In fact, the position encoders that are available in our lab are also following this gray coding only. Okay, so hope you understand the importance of the gray code in instrumentation field. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Fine, thank you. By the way, in the code one part I have told you that I'll come back to that later on. Many of you have asked me, why sir have you gone for the XSC binary code? And the second one is in the 4221 BCD code. So there are different combinations for different digits. So which one we should go for? Once again, I repeat that you will be having the knowledge of those things at a later class, maybe some 1 or 2 classes. So for the timing, please bear with me. Now I'll start binary arithmetic. Most of you have already done something on this binary arithmetic in your class 2 courses. So please don't keep that legacy with you. Start afresh. Say, how many arithmetic operations are possible? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. These are the 4 arithmetic operations we are normally concerned with. And definitely this multiplication is nothing but one special type of repeated addition, and this division can also be achieved by a certain special type of repeated subtraction. So that means in essence if we confine ourselves to only addition and subtraction, that should be sufficient. So let me go for the addition first. So we are going for A plus B operation, where A, B, both the operands, say they are of 4 bits. Say. Truly speaking, they may be of n bits. The operands are of n bit width. So let us consider that n is equal to 4 here. That means as if we are going for A3, A2, A1, A0 plus B3, B2, B1, B0. Using two 4-bit numbers, how many the result can be of how many bits at most? When you are adding two 4-bit numbers?
4 bit.
No.
5
5 bit. তুমি দুটো digit add করো, দুটো single digit number যদি add করো, what can be the width of the result?
Sir, 2.
So similarly, that is the number of output digits will be one more than the number of input digits. Here the input digits are basically binary digits, so bits. So 4 bit plus 4 bit should result into a 5 bit number. If I go for this 2-digit addition, so this will be 10. This one goes as a the 1 goes as a carry to the next stage, isn't it? Then what should the result?
12.
12. This 2 and this 1. This 1 is termed as the final carry. That means here also this R4 is nothing but your final carry out of this sum. So the sum, overall sum involves the final carry and the 4 other sum bits. As in this case, the result of the 2-digit addition is 1 carry digit or the final carry digit along with a 2-digit sum. So the result is 120. Similarly, here the result is R4, R3, R2, R1, R0. Fine. So now basically when you are going for the addition, you are going basically looking for a digit in a particular position in A and the digit in the same position in B. And you are going for the addition of those two positional bits or the digits. Here in the binary, same thing will happen. We'll go for AI plus BI, where I is ranging from 0 to 3. Is it not? At every stage, there are how many stages? Here there are 4 stages. Here I had 2 stages. There is one stage, there is another stage, second stage. So a 2-digit number, that means 2 stages should be there. 2-stage addition should be there. Here I have 4-bit number, so there should be 4 stages of binary addition should be there. Okay. Now in each stage, I'll be dealing with one particular ith bit of A and the similar ith bit of B. So AI plus BI should be added. So after addition, I'll be getting the result 0. So that means the result I. And there may be a carry generated, and that carry will be active in which stage?
I plus 1.
I plus 1 stage. So that as that carry is going to be active in the I plus 1 stage, the nomenclature wise, it is given as CI plus 1. Okay. So in the circuit which performs this operation, in that circuit, how many input bits are there?
4.
No. What are added here?
So two
What are they?
bits, AI and BI.
AI and BI. So if I have a circuit, a black box, I do not know what is there in the black box. The inputs are AI and BI. And how many outputs are there?
So two,
Two. What are they?
RI and CI plus one.
Ri and Ci plus 1. So these are the two outputs. So the circuit component or the circuit structure which can perform this AI plus BI and result in Ci plus 1 and Ri is basically one two input to output circuit. But the inputs are AI and BI, outputs are Ri and Ci plus 1. Now I have to logically describe the input output relationship. I have to remember we are dealing with a digital circuit. So digital circuit components will be there. So we have to describe the input output relationship of the circuit in the logic level domain. So what are the inputs? The AI and BI. What are the outputs? Result I, or you can term that as sum I and Ci plus 1. What are the possible input values?
0 and 1.
0, 1.
0 and 1. So AI may be 0 and 1, BI also may be 0 and 1. So how many possible input combinations will be there? How many input levels are how many inputs are there?
4.
So how many inputs? Number of inputs is 2. So that means how many different input combinations? Now 2 to the power 2, that is 4. So they are nothing but 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, and 1 1. Okay. Now if we add 0 and with a 0, what will be the result or the sum? Remember, most of the time we term this as a sum. It's just nomenclature, standard nomenclature. Anyway, doesn't matter. The result is 0. What will be the carry? Will there be any carry?
No, sir.
No. If we add a 0 with a 1, what will happen?
1.
What will be the result of the sum?
1.
1.
1. Will there be any carry?
No.
If we add 1 with 1 in decimal domain, first you think in the decimal domain. If you add 1 with a 1, what will be the decimal result?
2. 1 carry 0.
The 2, if you express 2 in binary, what will be the binary expression?
0 0 1 0.
No. For 2, what is the binary expression?
1 0.
0 1 0.
Of which the lowest significant bit comes as the sum or the result, and the more significant bits come as the carry. Okay? Get this point? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now say that the 4-bit number was 1 0. With which I was going to add this. So this my I is equal to 0 first. So it is 1 plus 1. So that means I am going for this input combination. So there the sum or the result is 0. And 1 Ci plus 1, that means Ci I is 0. So what is the carry output?
1.
No, but the nomenclature of the carry output, C, how much?
C1. C1.
C1. C, what is the value of C1?
1.
1. Okay. So now when you go for the second stage, I is equal to 1th stage. This was for the I is equal to, this is for the I is equal to 0th stage. AI was 1, BI was 1. So S0, sorry, S0, A0 and B0 were 1, 1. S0 or R0, whatever you say, that is 0, and C1 is 1. So that's the thing you have obtained. Now, if you go for the I is equal to 1 stage, so what is A1 and what is B1?
1 0.
1, 0. But if you go for the A1 plus B1, will that be sufficient to evaluate the second, the stage number 1?
No, sir, we have to consider the carry.
We have to consider the
We have to
incoming
take
carry
the
from the
C1.
previous stage, from the 0th stage. We have to consider the incoming carry from the I minus 1th stage. Now we are in the I is equal to 1th stage. So I minus 1th stage is the I is equal to 0th stage. So you have to consider the carry that is coming, which is arising out of the I is equal to 0th stage. And that is C1. And that C1 value is 1. So that also needs to be added. But the logic that I have represented here, with this logic or with this logic description, can you accommodate that incoming carry? Is it possible?
So we can first add AI plus BI and then add carry with this.
We can take two at a time.
Whether with this logic,
No, sir, no, sir.
we cannot. Because here I have to go for AI plus BI plus C.
I plus 1.
No, no, no,
I minus 1.
no.
CI.
Yeah. Remember here,
Yeah, okay.
if this is the ith stage, here you are having AI, here you are having BI, here you have the I minus 1th stage, isn't it? So there the outputs are SI and for the I minus, sorry, I minus 1 and
CI.
CR, and that CI should go to the ith stage, and here from the ith stage you will be getting the sum as SI or RI, result I or sum I, whatever you say, and the carry output that you will be generating here will be termed as
CI
Plus 1.
CI plus 1. Okay. So to perform the addition operation, I need to accommodate the incoming carry from the previous stage also for completely performing the addition operation. But the addition scheme that is being described by this logic cannot do that completely. As if this logic description is describing the addition operation only partially or halfly. That's why this logic is called the half-adder logic. Or half-adder truth table. Why is it called a truth table? In the truth table, the input-output relationship of a logic circuit is perfectly described. That means, in the logic circuit, all possible input combinations are listed, and for each of those input combinations, what are the required output levels that are uniquely described. If that description is available, that description for a logic circuit is termed as a truth table. Okay, so this is the truth table of a half adder, and the corresponding logic unit, this is called the half adder logic unit, or HA. So for a half adder, the inputs are AI and BI, and the outputs are RI and Ci plus 1, or in most of the places you will find it is Si and Ci plus 1. Sum I and carry I plus 1. Okay? But definitely this is not sufficient. This is unable to perform the addition operation or unable to describe the addition operation completely or fully. For that, we have to accommodate the incoming carry from the previous stage. That means the I minus 1 stage, which is nothing but Ci. So now we have to go for the corresponding logic description of the corresponding truth table, where all three Ai, Bi, and the incoming carry from the previous stage, that means the I minus 1 stage, are coming as the input. The outputs will be Si or Ri, whatever you say, and Ci plus 1. So how many input combinations will be there? How many distinct
9.
input? বলো, শুনতে পেলাম না বাবা।
9.
কেন বাবা, 9টা কি করে হবে?
8.
8.
2 to the power
8,
3.
sir. 8.
So first of all, you must have to list all the possible input combinations. Now tell me what will be the outputs. When adding 3 zeros in the decimal domain, of what will be the result?
0.
0. So most significant bit is 0, least significant bit is also 0. দুটো 0 একটা 1, so result will be 1. So most significant bit is 0, least significant bit is 1. Same. Now 2 ones and 1 0.
0 1.
Result in the decimal, that should be 2. So 2 is represented with the MSB as 1, LSB as 0. 1, then 2, that means 1 0, 1 0. Now here 3 ones. That means in decimal that should be
1 1.
how much? In decimal that should be how much?
3.
3. 3.
So when you represent that 3 in binary, the MSB is 1, LSB is also
1
1. So that's the truth table for the adder, which can perform the addition operation completely or fully. That's why this is the truth table for a full adder. Okay. So in the full adder, there should be 3 inputs. This is a block diagram basically. Okay. If I go for this addition, how many logic blocks would be required? Remember this full adder, half adder, all of them are logic blocks as if now. I do not know internally what are there. Internal structure, I am not concerned about for the time being. What I know that these logic blocks are available with me, which perform this block performs this logic operation, and this block performs the corresponding half adder logic operation. Okay. Now tell me to perform this 4-bit binary addition, what are the logic blocks required?
So one full adder is required and we can reuse it.
How can you reuse it?
Sir, the logic remains the same for addition, sir. For all the 4 bits, we can reuse
No,
the same
remember
logic.
you are having this A3, A2, A1, A0, and B3, B2, B1, B0 simultaneously.
Oh, sir, then 4, sir.
So try to be more specific.
So 1 half adder, 3 full adder.
Yeah. For this stage, for the 0th stage, is there any incoming carry?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
So for the 0th stage, 1 half adder is enough. But for stage number 1, 2, and 3, there may be incoming carry. So I have to keep provision for the incoming carries. So there I cannot go for the half adder units. There I have to go for the full adder units. So the requirement is 3 full adder units and 1 half adder unit. And by the way, if I go for your initial 4 adder combinations, 4 full adder combinations, so what will happen with the least significant stage full adder? What should we do with that?
So we can assume that the carry is 0.
Yeah. So let me go for that structure. Do you accept this connection? Do you accept this connection?
স্যার FA1 এ স্যার BI থেকে কেন গেল 7টা স্যার?
হ্যাঁ স্যার ওটা
ওটা তো সিআই হবে স্যার।
So this is not acceptable, isn't it? Similarly, here is this acceptable?
No, sir.
নো স্যার।
উল্টো স্যার ওটা
So they must be different. Okay, fine. For the timing, I am taking your I'm considering an objection in a positive manner. But let me have one. Let me give you one problem. Say
So
I want to
second,
add 2 plus 3 plus 4. I want to add 3 digits, 2, 3, and 4. So if you go for this summation, what will the result?
9, sir, 9.
9. Instead of this, if I go for 3 plus 2 plus 4, or if I go for 3 plus 4 plus 2, will the result be different?
No, sir.
স্যার ওইটাতেও কোনো অসুবিধা হওয়ার কথা না।
So here basically you are adding A3 with B3 with this is nothing but your C3, isn't it? Here you are adding, instead of A2 with B2 with C2, here as if adding B2 with A2 with C2. Will it be different?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Same is true in the FA1 also. I have just gone for this circuit interconnection to emphasize that here for adder, which input is going to which signal is going to which input line does not actually matter. But if it was subtractor, it would have mattered, isn't it? If you go for a subtraction operation, whether you are going for 2 minus 3 plus 4 or whether you are going for 3 minus 2 plus 4 will be different, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, but as we are not going for subtraction operation here, we are dealing with addition operation. So the which input is going to which input line, and that actually doesn't matter. But truly speaking, nobody goes for this type of interconnection. This doesn't look good. Aesthetically, it is not very good looking. So it will be always better had I gone for A2 here, B2 here, A1 here, B1 here, and instead of that, C1 was coming from here. If that was the connection, that will definitely look good and would not create any confusion at all. Okay, so I request you always to follow the standard interconnection, not to do not try to confuse like me. I should not have gone for that one. I just wanted to emphasize that the actual input pattern matters. It doesn't matter where it is going if it is addition operation. Okay, fine. By the way, another point I want to emphasize. Here the AIs and BIs, they are available simultaneously, isn't it? In this
Yes, sir.
adder structure, the AIs and BIs are coming simultaneously. So that's why this is called a parallel adder. Why parallel? Because the AIs and BIs are available parallelly, simultaneously. So that's why it's a parallel adder. Second thing, say in this full adder unit, in every full adder unit, I have how many outputs?
2, sir.
2 output.
Now let us assume that though it will not happen always, all the full adders are similar. That means their outputs are having response time identical time. That means all the Ci plus ones will have similar response time, and all the SIs will also have similar response time. Let the SI response time is for SI the response time is say 4 nanoseconds. Say that is little bit more, 6 nanoseconds. And for Ci plus 1, it is say 4 nanoseconds. It is 4 nanoseconds. Okay. So after at t is equal to 0, all the AIs and BIs are available. So after how much nanosecond S0 will be available?
6 nanoseconds.
6 nanoseconds.
After how much time Ci plus 1 will be available?
4
nanoseconds.
nanoseconds.
Now tell me, after how much time S1 will be available?
2 nanoseconds.
Huh?
12 nanoseconds.
No.
6.
10 sir.
It's 10 nanoseconds.
10 yes sir. Yeah.
Because 4 is here you require, here it is coming at a 0th nanosecond, here coming at 0th nanosecond, here it is coming the 4th nanosecond. Okay, so S1 will be available steadily. Remember, S1 is always available, some value. But the steady value of S1 will be available after 10 nanoseconds. What about Ci plus 1? Or that means C3.
So
Well,
8.
8.
Oh, sorry, not C3, it is C2. Sorry, it is C2. Sorry. 8
Eight.
nanoseconds. Then what about S2?
14.
0,
14
0,
nanoseconds. 14.
14.
12. Sorry, 14. 8 plus 6, 14. What about
C3
C3?
will be 12 nanoseconds.
12
12 sir,
nanoseconds.
12.
12.
So 0, 0, 12.
18.
18.
S3.
And this is 16.
16.
So what I find is the effect of state change in the lower stage carry outputs are propagating towards the more significant stages in a wave pattern, or as if the effect of the lower significant incoming carry output is rippling through stage by stage towards the more significant stages. ঢেউয়ের মতো লোয়ার স্টেজ থেকে হায়ার স্টেজে দ্যাটস ইনকামিং ইনপুট ক্যারি প্রোভাইড করে যাচ্ছে. So this is called basically one ripple carry adder, and all the ripple carry adders are of the type parallel adder.
স্যার ওয়েভ করে যাচ্ছে বলতে কি স্যার?
Ripple is nothing but the wave, isn't it?
কিন্তু স্যার ওর সাথে সাথে ওগুলো অ্যাকোমোডেট তো করছে না, মানে আগে রেসপন্স টাইম গুলো অ্যাড হচ্ছে না এসব।
Unless this is steady, will you get this S1 steady?
No, sir.
Unless this
No,
C1, this is your C1. Unless this C1 becomes steady, I cannot get C2 and S1 steady. So first C1 has to be steadily available. Then I can expect after certain time the effect of C1 is coming here, and that will in turn have its effect available here as well as here. Then this state change in C2 will be reflected here, and that will in turn have its effect here as well as here. Then whatever change has occurred in C3, that will get its change reflected here, and that will get reflected in turn here as well as here. So that means first this lower significant stage becomes steady, its carry becomes steady, then that steady carry is going to the next higher stage, then making its carry output steady, then that fellow is going to the next higher stage, making the corresponding carry output steady, then once again this steady carry output is going to the next higher stage and making its carry output steady. So effect now এবার যদি এইখানে ক্যারি আউটপুট স্টেট চেঞ্জ করে যায়, সো সবগুলো সাবসিকুয়েন্ট সবকটা স্টেজের ক্যারি আউটপুট চেঞ্জ করে যাবে, and that changes will come in a rippling way, rippling manner, or ripple in some sort of ripple effect. Okay, so that's why this type of adder structure is called ripple carry adder, and all these ripple carry adders are of parallel adder category.
স্যার
বল।
স্যার যখন আপনি প্যারালাল অ্যাডারের ডেফিনেশন বলছিলেন তখন স্যার আরেকবার একটু ওটা মেনশন করুন স্যার।
All the external inputs must be available parallelly. Here the external inputs are A and B. My external inputs, what are the inputs that are coming externally? Your intention is to go for A plus B addition.
AI
So all the AIs and BIs are your external inputs. So they are available parallel. Simultaneously they are available.
means they should be available at the same time.
At the same time. That's why I've given no, at the 0th time instant A3 B3 are available. At the 0th time A2
Yes,
B3
sir.
are available. A1 B1 A0 B0 all are available at 0th time instant. Okay, clear হয়েছে এবার?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
Fine. কটা বাজলো? 4:30 বেজে গেছে। So in the next class আমি যেটা স্টার্ট করব, we'll go for the subtraction operation. So basically there what I'll be doing is we'll be going for x minus y type of operation. So once again, if we go for the 4-bit subtraction operation, that means x3, x2, x1, x0 minus y3, y2, y1, y0. This is my required operation. But decimal subtraction একটুখানি দেখে নিই, দেখে ছেড়ে দেবো আজকে। Can you subtract 4 from 2?
No, sir.
No. So what you have to do?
Carry করতে হবে স্যার।
No, carry না, এখানে carry বলে না।
স্যার বড় করতে হবে।
বড়।
Take
You have to
2
borrow.
at 12.
From which stage?
I plus 1.
5 এর থেকে
Next higher stage. From the next higher stage, I have to borrow a 1. So next higher stage is this stage. From this stage, if I take a borrow 1, so instead of 2, now what I have? 1, 2. So in decimal 1, 2 is nothing but, in decimal 1, 2 is nothing but 12. So now as if we are going for subtracting 4 from 12, so what will be the subtraction result? 8. Now I have already taken a borrow from the next higher stage. So what you can do is, you can while going for the subtraction in the next stage, what you can do is you can subtract that 1 from 5, or what you can do is you can add that 1 with this 2. So I am going for the second option. So I am as if adding 1 with this 2. So that means from 5, I'll now be, instead of subtracting 2, I'll be subtracting 3. So can you subtract 3 from 5?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So what will be the result? 2. So that's the way we normally perform the decimal subtraction operation. So we'll try to extrapolate this into the binary domain in the Thursday's class. Okay. So I promised to take at most 1.5 hours. So that I have almost finished that 1.5 hours. So I'll stop here. Otherwise, I'll be breaking my promise. But if you want, I can continue. Otherwise, I'll continue the next class.
Sir, next class, sir. Next class.
Thank you. But by the way, before leaving, what you have to do is you have to, in the chat box, you have to enter your full roll number. I'll be taking the attendance from there.
Okay.
Sir,
Okay. हाँ बोलो.
sir,
हाँ
sir,
बोलो.
one of our classmates, Silpa Ghosh, is absent due to vaccination, sir.
So no problem. Doesn't matter.
Okay, please consider her also, sir, as present.
No, later talk to me later in the next class. I'll arrange.
Okay, sir.
You may leave after giving your attendance.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
স্যার আমার একটা কোশ্চেন ছিল।
হ্যাঁ বলো, বলে ফেলো। তাহলে এক কাজ করো, বাকিরা বেরিয়ে যাক, তুমি তবে কোশ্চেন করো। হ্যাঁ বাবু, তুমি বলতে থাকো, বলতে থাকো।
হ্যাঁ, স্যার বলছি ইলেকট্রনিক্স মানে কোনো প্র্যাকটিক্যাল জায়গাতে সে
হ্যাঁ।
সে বাইনারি এই দশমিক দিয়ে কোনো সংখ্যার কি ইউজ আছে কি কোনো?
দশমিক দিয়ে মানে এখানে ডিজিটাল তো ইয়ে ডেসিমাল নাম্বার সিস্টেম ইউজ করি না, আমরা বাইনারি নাম্বার সিস্টেম ইউজ করি। সেখানে ফ্র্যাকশনাল আছে, ডেফিনেটলি আছে, রিয়েল নাম্বার আছে।
যেমন 101.011 এরকম।
ডেফিনেটলি আছে, ডেফিনেটলি আছে।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে।